You are staring at a number on your phone at 11:47 p.m. on a Tuesday. 412. 6 digits. Yours. The apartment is the same apartment. The mattress on the floor is the same mattress. The ramen is still in the bowl, half eaten. And for exactly 4 seconds, everything feels like it worked. Then your phone buzzes. Your friend is asking if you want to split a lift to the bar. You put the phone face down. Hey everyone, Penny here. That moment right there is the reality of hitting a major money milestone. We are told that saving your first 6 figures will solve every single problem. The data from the Federal Reserve shows that the average American under 30 has around $11,000 in savings. So when you hit $100,000, you are statistically way ahead of the game. It is a massive achievement, and you should be proud of the hard work it took to get here. But as your financial mentor, I need to be completely direct with you about what happens next. The math is clear, but money is about more than just numbers on a screen. Once the initial excitement fades, a strange shift happens in your daily life. The systems you built to save that money start running your world. You quickly realize that while your bank account has changed, your everyday reality, your habits, and your relationships face an entirely new set of challenges that nobody ever warns you about. Let's talk about what actually happens after the breakthrough. The morning after you cross that 6-figure finish line, absolutely nothing looks different. You wake up at 6:14 a.m., and it is not because you want to. It is because that $100,000 is sitting in a bank, and it cannot pay your rent by itself yet. You do the exact same things you did yesterday. You grab your phone and check the stock market. You log into your high-yield savings account to make sure the interest rate is still holding steady. You even scroll through an online forum where people argue about whether $100,000 is even enough money to matter in today's economy. Then reality hits. You still have to get ready. You still face the same daily commute, sit at the same desk, eat the same packed lunch. But even though your routine is identical, something inside your brains has quietly shifted. You start to see every single dollar bill differently. For example, you walk past a cafe and look at a $6.50 coffee. To anyone else, it is just a morning treat. But to you, that coffee represents money that could be growing. You instantly calculate what that 50 cent would be worth after years of earning a solid 4.7% interest rate. You do not say this out loud to your coworkers, of course. Nobody around you would understand why you are stressing over a drink. They would just think you are being cheap. But here is what they do not see. Later that afternoon, you walk into the bathroom stall at work just to get a moment of peace. You open your budgeting app on your phone. As you look at the screen, you watch the interest ticker add $12.83 in real time. Nobody else in that office building has any idea what just happened. While they are standing by the water cooler scrolling through social media, you just watched your money make more money without you lifting a finger. That small moment in a quiet bathroom stall is the very first sign that your financial world is completely different now. This new financial world did not just happen by accident. You had to build a hidden structure to support it, a system that nobody else can see. It started with setting up automatic transfers. Every single time your paycheck hits, the system immediately takes away 32% of your money before you even have a chance to feel it or spend it. You set up 3 separate bank accounts, including one specific savings account that you completely pretend does not exist. You created a massive spreadsheet with 26 different tabs, and you update it every single Sunday morning while other people your age are still recovering from Saturday night. You even set up special phone alerts to ping you the second your net worth drops by more than $200 in a single day. If anyone looked at your internet browser history, they would find it full of articles comparing fund fees and tax savings things that usually have no business being in the search history of a young adult. You essentially built a money machine. The machine works, and it runs exactly how you designed it. But here is the catch that your financial mentor needs to warn you about. This machine requires you to stay inside it every single day. You have to constantly pull the levers and check the numbers, or you start to feel like everything you built could just disappear into thin air. There is a real human cost to running a machine like this. Spending time on that Sunday spreadsheet takes at least 2 hours every single week. Over the course of just 1 year, that adds up to 104 hours of your youth, spent doing math on a weekend morning case instead of hanging out with friends or sleeping in. But you do not actually calculate that specific number. You have already learned that it is better not to. When those doubts creep in, you start telling yourself a specific story to make sense of the sacrifice, and you are not entirely wrong to believe it. You look at the facts. Most people your age have absolutely nothing saved up. Some are even deep in debt, which means they have a negative net worth. The data shows that the average 29-year-old American has only about $7,100 in their savings account. You look at your own balance and realize you have 14 times that amount. Nobody handed this money to you on a silver platter. You did not inherit a single penny of it. Every single dollar sitting in that account is the direct result of a hard choice you made when everyone else around you was choosing comfort. While your friends were signing expensive car leases, booking tropical vacations, or going out for pricey dinners on a Wednesday night just because they felt like it, you chose a different path. You had to look at those temptations and say no over and over again, completely on your own. That discipline you developed is 100% real. The daily sacrifices you made were real. The $100,000 sitting in your account is proof that your choices mattered. The best part is that the math actually works in your favor. If you keep pushing at this exact same pace, you can reach $200,000 by the time you turn 32. By age 38, you could hit $500,000. If you let that money grow, you could completely retire by the age of 50. This does not mean the fake kind of retirement, where you still have to work a stressful side hustle just to buy groceries while calling yourself free. This means you can actually stop working forever. The numbers make perfect sense. The math is completely solid. You tell yourself this is all worth it, and then you quickly move on with your day. You do not finish the rest of the thought, because deep down, you do not want to think about what happens if the math is not enough to make you happy. Somewhere along the line, a major shift happened deep inside your mind. You will not remember the exact calendar day, but it took place right around the time your savings crossed $60,000. Suddenly, saving money stopped being about basic safety. True safety was having $15,000 or $20,000 in the bank. That amount was your buffer and your financial cushion against real-world emergencies. By the time you hit $60,000, you already had that safety net fully secured. But you did not stop saving. In fact, you could not stop. The growing number in your account had taken on a mind of its own. Every single pay raise you earned at work got instantly swallowed up by your money machine. Every holiday bonus vanished into the savings account. You even took on a difficult freelance project at 10 p.m. on a Friday night, not because you actually needed the extra cash to survive, but simply because the money needed somewhere to go. Now you wake up the very morning after hitting $100,000, and a scary realization sets in. You completely forget how to stop saving. The truth is, you have never actually practiced spending. The younger version of you, who could spend cash freely without constantly worrying about a financial disaster, made brave choices around age 24. Those strict choices are the exact reason why this wealthier version of you exists today. But you are starting to see that you cannot travel back in time and be both versions of yourself at once. A door has locked behind you. Look at what you have actually gained here. You now possess a powerful six-figure number that completely changes what is possible for your future security. But look closely at what you have permanently lost in exchange. You have lost the simple ability to spend $80 on a nice dinner out with friends without automatically doing the compounding interest math in your head before the appetizer even arrives at the table. Your best friend since college gets married in September. The venue is in Asheville. Between the airline flights, the hotel room, taking 3 days off work, and attending the bachelor party back in March, the total cost comes out to somewhere around $2,200. When he first asks you to be there, you say yes immediately. You do not flinch or hesitate for even a second. But the week before you actually book the flight, you open up your spreadsheet. You manually transfer $2,200 out of your growing investment account and move it into your basic checking account. You watch the total portfolio number drop on your screen. Instead of the direct flight, you decide to rebook the cheapest option available. It is a 6 a.m. flight with a long connection. Later, at the wedding reception, your friend stands up to give a toast. He looks right at you and tells the whole room that you were the very first person who showed up when his dad was sick in the hospital 2 years ago. He reminds everyone that you drove 4 hours in the middle of the night without even being asked. As you listen to him speak, you feel a strange knot in your stomach. You are not entirely sure when the math started coming first in your life. Your friend does not notice the change in you at all. That is the part you can never unknow. You are 28 years old. You find yourself completely uninsured for 4 months between jobs because continuing your health insurance through Cobra would have cost you exactly $487 a month. You figure that you are young, healthy, and totally fine, so you decide to skip it to keep the money machine growing. Then, in the middle of October, your appendix becomes a massive medical emergency at 2 a.m. on a Sunday morning. You rush to the emergency room. You have the sudden surgery, followed by a 3-night stay in a hospital bed. The official medical bill arrives in your mailbox in January, showing a terrifying total of $31,400. After setting up a negotiated hospital payment plan, your final out-of-pocket cost comes to $14,200. Just like that, 6 whole months of hard-earned savings vanish into thin air. It all disappears in one single night that you did not choose. You had absolutely no say in the timing of the emergency, and you had no say in the final price tag of the bill. The financial machine you built so carefully managed to absorb the heavy hit and kept running, but it barely survived. For 6 weeks following the medical scare, your weekly spreadsheet features an ominous column you have never had to use before, titled Recovery Deficit. One evening, you choose to close your laptop screen before you even finish the final calculation. Your proud $100,000 balance has officially dropped down to $86,000. You do not tell a single soul what it actually cost you emotionally to stay at $86,000 instead of hitting zero. Your mom calls you on a quiet Tuesday evening. She sounds completely calm because she never calls to worry you. That is simply not her style. But during the conversation, she casually mentions that airline tickets from Phoenix to come see you are just too expensive right now. She sighs and suggests that maybe you can skip Christmas this year and try for next year instead. While she is still talking on the phone, you quickly pull up Google Flights on your computer screen. You find a round-trip ticket for exactly $340. Right now, your bank balance sits at $87,000. You easily have the financial power to type in your credit card info and pay for her entire flight right this second, in the next 4 minutes, well before she even finishes her sentence. You know this truth deep down, but the free spending version of you who could just hit the purchase confirmation button without a second thought no longer exists. The person you are now immediately starts thinking about annual gifting limits, tax rules, and the financial precedent this might set for the future. That carefree version of you was lost somewhere along the way. You hesitate, holding back, and calmly tell her that you will look into the prices later. She quickly replies, telling you not to worry about it at all, saying she was really just thinking out loud. You quietly close out the Google Flights tab and open up your master spreadsheet instead. The phone call ends. You still have exactly $87,000 in your account, but the kitchen feels a lot emptier than it did a few minutes ago. It is 11:47 p.m. on a completely different Tuesday night. Your phone is resting right in your hand. You look down at the screen and the number staring back at you is $103,881 now. You managed to build the balance back up, partly because you swapped your usual ramen noodles for basic box pasta. You did the exact math back in February and realized that the pasta is 43 cents cheaper per serving. Apart from that higher number on the screen, nothing else has changed. The apartment is still the exact same apartment. The mattress resting on the floor is still the exact same mattress. Somewhere out there in the city, your college friend is standing at a crowded bar, splitting a cheap Lyft ride home, and living a normal Tuesday night like it is just a regular Tuesday night. You do not open a food app or text anyone back. Instead, you open your phone calendar and carefully set a new reminder for your upcoming 6-month portfolio rebalance. You set the device down on the nightstand, putting the phone completely face down. You stare up at the dark ceiling, already knowing deep down that you will not be able to fall asleep until at least midnight. As your mentor, I want to leave you with this final truth. Building wealth is a powerful tool, and the data proves that having money changes your options in life. But a spreadsheet can only measure your math. It cannot measure your happiness. Don't let the machine you built to secure your future take away your present. Thanks for watching. I'm Penny, and I'll see you in the next video.